Bryant wants to know, JCP had run stadium shows before this event. Tony, what do you think made this event different from the events that you had run?
Size of the promotion, the fact that they had hit the mainstream and we had not. Uh, we're showing Alice Cooper right there. There's another reason, another that they hit the mainstream. Alice Cooper wouldn't have come to our show. He didn't even know who we were.
Well, hang on. You had David Allen Coe and all that.
Yeah, it was good.
Hey, I wanted to remind everybody we're watching WrestleMania 3. We've still got a few more matches to go, but when we take a look at the matches that are remaining on this show, you got 2.5 stars in the Observer for Jake and Honky Tonk Man. Next up is Killer Bees versus Iron Sheik and Nikolai Volkov. That gets 1.5 stars. And then it's time for our big main event. And I think almost everybody my age was either a Hulk Hogan fan or an Andre fan. And most of my friends, I shouldn't say most, all of my friends were Hulk Hogan fans as a little kid. But then I find out later in life, guys like my buddy Cole Kublik and guys like Mike Dawkins and certainly Cassio Kidd, they
I,
loved Andre the Giant. Like their dogs and their family pets were named after Andre. I never had Andre as one of my favorites. Was Andre a favorite of yours as a young wrestling fan?
yeah, it was when we knew that Andre was going to come to the Greensboro Coliseum. We always went there. Always went. We I remember a friend of mine and I drove down to Greensboro to the Coliseum because Andre was going to be there and they were going to have a 2-ring battle royal, and which Andre won. Uh, but I remember getting there and they had given us front row seats, and I was thinking, "Holy shit!" And the people beside us said, "It must be because they extended the front row." He said, "Because we all know each other and." We introduced ourselves because the front row people knew each other. They always got the same seats. But that's what I remember, and it was a big deal seeing him. And that's where the line of roll of baloney came in.
I love that.
My friend Jr. My friend Jr. looked at me and went, "Whew, I bet he's got a roll of baloney."
Little did you know, years later, you'd
Are you-
be working with Jim Ross, who used to make a side hustle of hog pictures, hog Polaroids with Andre the Giant.
oh God,
By the way, speaking of great announcers, I don't know if you saw, but this past weekend was the 25th anniversary of the passing of Gordon Soley. Did you see that?
no, I did not.
Gordon Soley passed away 25 years ago this past weekend. His lovely daughter posted something on social media that I ran across.
Yeah,
She says, "It's been 25 years since my dad passed away. It's hard to imagine that it's been that long ago. You're missed by so many of your fans." And there's actually a photo of the Gordon Soley Award from the TNT Hall of Fame. And it lists, I can't believe this is real, Jim Ross, Conrad Thompson, Tony Schiavone, and now David Crockett. Like, what a wild crew to think that it's the Gordon Soley Award and it's low key ad free shows after that. Isn't
how
that
about?
wild?
Isn't that something?
Like, I don't belong on that list at all. But
Well,
you
you know
think
what?
about,
You're there, so stop it.
yeah, we'll roll tide on that.
Yeah,
David McClay is with us, and he says, Hulk is why I became a wrestling fan. I don't believe any celebrity death has hit me harder than this. Hulkamania will live forever.
there you go.
I kind of agree. Like, he was such a big part of all of our childhood. Like, respectfully, we're never going to see He-Man pass away. And
Right,
and GI Joe's not going to pass away, and Superman and Batman. And I
right,
think that's what makes wrestling so wonderful. Is the TMZ headline that caught everybody off guard last week was not Terry Bollea dead at 71.
right.
It was Hulk Hogan dead at 71.
Yeah,
And respectfully, when Michael Keaton passes away, it won't say Batman passes away at 68 years old. That's not going to happen. So,
right.
what
Yeah.
an interesting form of entertainment this is, Tony.
It's amazing form of entertainment, and I'm so lucky to be a part of it, and so lucky to be a part of it on so many levels. Uh, and there's Gene Okerlund announcing the indoor world record at 93,173. If anybody deserves a Gordon Soley Award, it's the man you're watching right there, Gene Okerlund. And that's my feelings on that. And there's a lot of people that deserve one as well. A lot of announcers. I do want to say that And I didn't bring this up before we rolled tape, but when we were talking about what I said
Collision.
on Collision, I had a lot of people text me in the industry and tell me how great it was, and that meant a lot to me. And I had also had a couple of phone calls from very influential people in the industry that said how much that meant to them for me to say that, and how great a job I did. And that to me is the best. And you were one of them. That to me was the best feedback I could have ever gotten. People are in the industry, so they're
I think a lot of people thought it was reminiscent of when Gorilla Monsoon passed away and Bobby the Brain Heenan paid respects to him on Nitro.
yeah.
Certainly, Gorilla was not a WCW or NWA or TBS or TNT guy,
Mhm.
but he was so important to Gorilla that,
Yep.
or to Bobby, that Bobby said something.
Right.
And that's kind of what it reminded me of.
Right.
AEW never did business with Hulk Hogan, but Tony
Right.
Schiavone did. And I knew
Mhm.
that message was coming from the heart. And I really appreciated it as a fan.
Thanks. Just put uh, a lid on what you just said, and probably I shouldn't say this. There's a lot of people that think that I did not want Bobby Heenan to say that, and that is a lie. That is not a misnomer of truth. That is a lie. But that's enough of that. So now we are going to see the Russian national anthem sung as only it can be sung.
So listen, we've already seen it earlier in the show, and before we went live, I actually wanted to see both of the promos because I remembered Hulk Hogan did a promo before with with Vince McMahon, and then we would see Mean Gene hold the microphone for a promo from Bobby the Brain Heenan and Andre the Giant.
Right.
And there's been a lot of reports out there that on this particular night, Hulk Hogan's payoff was the richest in wrestling history. $750,000 was his payday for this match.
Yikes.
And supposedly, Andre got the same, but Vince gave him a little bonus, $250,000 for doing the honors and as more of a thank you because it was clear that he was going to be winding down his full time career. More of a thank you for all that he had done for the company at that point.
Right.
But more importantly, Bobby Heenan said this match really set him up for the future. This is the first time he could actually say that he had money to set aside for retirement and things like that. It secured his financial future, this single payday for
Mm-hmm.
WrestleMania 3. And when I watched the promo back tonight, really for the first time with those numbers fresh in my mind, all I could think was, boy, Bobby deserved it.
Yeah.
Because respectfully, Bobby Heenan was able to be the mouthpiece that Andre couldn't be in selling this match.
Right.
And Bobby Heenan's mission to end Hulkamania for all those years, if we're going to go with that sort of comic book line of thinking, if Hulk Hogan is our Superman, Bobby Heenan was the Lex Luthor. And I absolutely loved that dynamic. And behind the scenes, I know they just absolutely loved each other. They made a ton of money with each other. But it was so convincing that I, even as a quote unquote smart fan, there were times where I was just sold on the fact, well, of course, Bobby Heenan hates Hulk Hogan. And then you realize, man, they made so much money together. And Andre, respectfully, his mere presence, that was all that was required. Bobby and Hulkster could do the rest.
And of course, Bobby versus Hulkster or Lex Luthor versus Superman went on into WCW.
Yes.
Even when Hulk Hogan turned heel, Heenan still didn't like him and didn't trust him. And it goes back to that one time that people can say what they want to say about Bobby Heenan's comment when Hogan walked out to become a member of the NWO. He says, "Whose side is he on?" Heenan never trusted Hogan, and that's why Heenan said that. Heenan did not tip the fact that Hogan was turning heel. When Hogan came out, Bobby Heenan would say, "That motherfucker, whose side is he on?" Right? And that's why it worked. And I don't care what people say. I know because I was there. Heenan was not tipping the hand of Hogan being a heel. Although For many people came off that way. Maybe it'd been best if Bobby not said that. I know why Bobby said that, and it's completely wrong. And it's wrong to feel that Bobby screwed that up, because Bobby's nemesis was always Hogan, from one promotion to the other to the very end. And that's the way it was.
Don't we all love summer vacation, relaxing, laying out by the pool, barbecues, hitting the beach, doing, well, nothing? Well, how about a summer vacation from your house payments? With SaveWithConrad.com, you can do just that. Reduce your monthly payments by making the equity you built up in your home work for you. You can roll together those high interest rate credit cards into one lower monthly payment, and perhaps access some of that newfound equity to turn your house into your dream home with no money out of pocket. And how about this? You get to skip your next 2 house payments. That's right. You won't have to make your June or your July house payment. You're done until August 1st. Go right now to SaveWithConrad.com. Let my team run the numbers for you for free. There's no obligation, and if we can't help you save some cash, we won't waste your time. And did I mention we're offering a 3-year guarantee right now? That's right. That means if at any point interest rates improve over the next 3 years, you get a free refi. That's right. No new lender fees from us. So you get to save money now without wasting money later when the rates improve on a whole second set of closing costs. Why not go to SaveWithConrad.com and get a guarantee? Save money now and save money later with your friend in the mortgage business. That's me, Conrad Thompson at SaveWithConrad.com. Shoot me an email at Conrad@SaveWithConrad.com. Give us a call at 888-425-0105. Or get yourself a quick quote. Even talk to a live person right now at SaveWithConrad.com. NMLS number 2129, equal housing lender. Let's take a summer vacation from house payments at SaveWithConrad.com.